Money might buy them everything, but not happiness. Oscar had hidden this side of his world so well. As she played her part in the marriage of the century, Millie had felt her life ebbing. The secret in her head squeezing her from the inside, crushing the breath from her brittle bones and tight skin. The fake laughter around her hammering at her, mocking her Vera Wong dress and her Louboutin shoes. 60 different dishes were served as the wedding banquet lasted from breakfast to after party. The guests fed on tables laid out on the beach, served by exotic-looking men and women with model bodies. It was grotesque in its opulence, the groom arriving on a flotilla from his father's yacht, which was parked a mile off the island. They were married under a canopy erected on the beach, and when she had looked out across the waters, Millie pretended it was just the two of them and the officiator. Only they were not alone. The applause from the 1,000 people behind them after they kissed was oppressive. Millie opened her eyes and looked at her husband. He was tapping and swiping on his phone, far enough for her not to see what he was so interested in. Whatever it wasn't Millie. She studied his profile, thinking again how beautiful he was. Not pretty, but a man displaying the confidence that came with his lot in life. He had his father's dark eyes, his mother's facial structure and jaw. He looked Italian. She often joked with him about that, back when they were pretending to be young people in love. Both pretending. Millie at first had thought she could carry on the pretense through their marriage. She knew what she was fighting for, what she wanted from him, but he didn't want the same. She had served her purpose posing for the pictures that were being sent around the world. His wife, the greatest sham, done. He didn't need her beyond the altar and the kiss, was now willing to spend their lives apart in the same sphere. They had enough houses and interests to go months without having to be in each other's company. Millie's happily ever after, dead as soon as she had agreed to it. She felt hurt and cheated. Despite herself, she had loved him. She knew no one would ever be able to silence the demons inside or give her the sort of peace she wanted. Still, she wanted him to try, thought he would. Except he didn't. The promises and declarations of months trampled as he walked down the aisle, his arm linked in hers, but his eyes looking ahead, to the future. His future. Millie felt tears stinging her eyes. He hadn't even made love to her since the marriage ceremony, the honeymoon villa wasted on them. She had tried reminding him of the passion they had shared in the months before, but he hadn't even made an excuse, just grabbed her hands hard and pushed them off him, as though her touch disgusted him. As though what she had done was infectious and he didn't want to be poisoned by her. Millie had cried herself to sleep that night, and every night since, and then told him she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't play this role, whatever it cost her. Now they were in Istanbul, the city she had dreamed of visiting one day, the place her own mother and father had met years ago. Falling in love while exploring the domes of the Blue Mosque and the cavernous awe of the Hagia Sophia. Millie had wanted to do the same, take her husband around this city that spoke of the love of her parents, and feel something similar. But Oscar had destroyed any chance of that happening. She studied him again, a frown on his face as he typed something furiously into his phone. His mood shifted, and he looked up and straight at her. "Forgive me if you can," he said. She didn't understand. Forgiveness for what? His coldness, the way he had used her and discarded her? She didn't have time to think on, as the car suddenly slid to a halt. She was knocked out of her seat, as was Oscar.